All right, well let's get into the games. Let's talk while we see the action go down.
Yeah.
Let's see how well we can guess which decks. Okay, reincarnate.
Okay.
It's Death Rattle Control.
Yep.
And Knife Juggler. What's she playing? She's got two
I
Zooey
think
decks.
it's the aggro. Oh no, it is the Mech one. Wait, no, it's not the Mech one.
Argus probably in the handlock one. Is Juggler in the handlock?
I don't see. No, it's not that. No, it is in the aggro one.
Yeah, it is in the aggressive one.
Oh yeah, there it is. I see it.
One thing to note is that Kolento actually did have some mistakes as well. He unfortunately had two of the same card in the same deck. So he's got two salty dogs in the Murloc deck. He put in two Cold Light Seers, I believe. That's the Murloc that buffs the health of the other Murlocs. And that is a bad Murloc to lose, by the way, because if you're playing Murloc, that is one of the reasons why you play Murloc.
Yeah, that's about as bad as it can actually get. Oh my god, that's really sad. Huh. Well,
the funny thing here is it's actually normally really bad to coin out the Frostwolf Duggies, but he has the one drop to back it up, so this is the exception.
Yeah. It does make it pretty difficult for her here, but I have to say, this card right here, literally the card I was excited about. Ogre Brute. out of that whole deck, I was like, ooh, that's a card that we will never actually see in like a tournament deck, except in a format like this, so...
I think we saw Ogre Brute in Handlock at the start of GVG, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, you are right. Yeah, I bet a lot of people were toying around with him. He didn't stay too long, though.
He didn't make the cut, unfortunately.
No, unfortunately not.
Well, that's why Juggler's in there. He's there for Implosion and some of the other Zooey creatures. But, like, Zoo is kind of like Tempo Mage. Like, you kind of need to be in the game. Like, if you're losing badly... Oh! That's bad!
Go in the seats!
Eloise is like, so that's why people don't play it.
Oh, that's good.
That's really good, yeah.
Not too bad.
Okay.
Oh, Ogre Brute. Already giving us all sorts of enjoyment.
Oh god, I kind of feel for Kolento. Like, if that Implosion hit for 2, I think Kolento just wins the game. But now that it hit for 4, like 3 would have been like a toss-up, but 4 is like, oh damn.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, it is pretty disgusting. I mean, there's so many there. I think I'd just go face. No, I don't know.
What as Kolento?
Yeah.
Well, I think Kolento is someone who doesn't go face too much. This guy loves to own the board. And really, like, looking at his list overall, I do like it. It's like, it seems pretty darn solid. He's basically got like the entire base that you normally see in Shaman decks in this one.
That is the perfect juggle if you're playing a Charger. Also, really like the Blood Knight. You know, big respect to that. Playing Blood Knight's kind of one of those like second level tactics. It's like, okay, so people have to play garbage. Well, before we get to garbage, we get the Divine Shield creatures. Let's play against those.
It's an excellent way to look at it.
Yeah. Both players with owls. Also, really like the Stalag Fugan combo. I thought this would be a bit more popular than we've seen so far, but it is a strong one.
I think I saw Kibler playing around with that in one of the decks. I'm not sure if he actually ended up keeping it in, but yeah, I saw him put that in. But yeah, I mean, they're, again, one of those cards like Ogre Brute that just never really makes the cut. But when you can't have 2 of a card in your deck, you're like, well, yeah.
Okay, you actually have the Powerbomb Silence combo as well.
Yeah.
You actually could have Powerbomb the Juggler, attack the 4/3, and then silence it. You'd lose the juggle effect, but you'd kill a 4/3 for free.
Well, looks like Kolento in some trouble here.
Yeah, certainly.
The single Ancient Watcher in here. He does have a Defender of Argus, and I think he must be playing the
Well, he's got the owl as well.
Oh yeah, okay. And he does have a Sun Fury Protector, so.
Yeah, it's harder to activate when you can only have one copy of each of those.
Yeah,
That is actually pretty interesting. Put that in there. I actually want to see the deck right now. Bring this up.
Yeah.
Tell you guys if I see anything else that can activate this beast of a card.
I don't see anything else in there actually that activates it. Yeah, there's not. He didn't even.
It is automatically activated when your opponents play ogres, though.
Oh yeah, that's true. And it looks like, by the way, the the Warlock deck, the aggro Warlock here, ends up winning that very, very quickly. So far,
decisively.
That idea of Warlock being a good class for this, I actually...
Your idea beat Kolento? Is that what you wanted to see?
My idea beat Kolento. That's exactly it. I'm like, yes, my first intuition is up 1-0 on Kolento right now. I must be brilliant.
One thing that we have to keep in mind, though, is that Eloise really struggled to make her third deck. I mean, she started like moving some cards around, and even though her third deck I think is quite solid, I think we have to take that into account. So this is the deck she made first, and I think she invested most of the cards into this one. So while she does have a win on the board, again, I don't feel this is like the normal 1-0 situation. Yes, it's a 1-0 situation, but Kolento knows what cards you won't be facing. Knowing you're not facing, Juggler and Implosion.
Doom Guard, Power Overwhelming, like
huge information. Huge information. Yeah. So knowing that, you're playing Shaman, which usually has to play around some things. Yeah. Still saying it's fairly close to even.
Yeah. I think you're pretty much right, and I think he'll probably just use that same deck again because there isn't going to be a rush that hard to deal with. That's like a lot of the backbone of like zoo decks was seen right there. So even if she does have a second aggressive deck, which I think that if someone's playing a Warlock, there's a very good chance of that. His slower deck here probably going to be able to pick up a victory, I would say.
Well, let's see if that's the case. Let's get into game 2.
Ro versus Gul'dan.
All right, so this is the part where we figure out what they're playing. Oh, Mechs from Kolento.
Oh, okay.
And
so it does switch it up a little bit.
From Eloise, Mechs versus Mechs.
Well, not too surprised to see that. And oh, that's right. The Warlock has that giant mech thing that, like, if God, I've never actually used that card in a deck. Yeah.
I've had it played against me a few times in Arena. It's been terrible almost every single time. Is it in her list?
I actually have to check that.
No, it is not. It is not in her list.
Oh. If that card can't even get into the deck in this format, oh man.
Yeah.
So sad.
It is important to note they are playing on preloaded Blizzard accounts, so they have every card in their arsenal. The first Challengestone we had to make do with player accounts, but this time, not picking Anima Golem has to be deliberate. Is what I'm trying to say.
I think most pros probably. Actually, no, I think a lot of people probably just disenchant him for dust so they can get something gold. But looks like Gilbin. I'm not too surprised to see a card like that. By the way, that's pretty solid in a format like this. Is a card that you'd probably see most of the time.
This is an interesting one. Eloise has Ooze. But
yeah.
How do you know if there's a weapon in this Shaman deck?
So many possible.
Well, Shaman has
3, right?
There are going to be weapons in Shaman decks for sure.
Yeah. 3.
There's and they're all really legit weapons. So
you probably wouldn't want to stack them. You're probably playing against Mechs. You're probably playing against Power Mace. But breaking a Power Mace isn't that big of a deal.
That's true.
So you could actually Ooze here instead of Pyromancer.
It's like she wants to save that Ooze.
Okay. No, I think her decision was actually very tough.
Yeah, and hold on 1 second here. So her deck for spells, because she has a Wild Pyro, right? But she doesn't have any spells in the deck.
She has no spells in the deck? I didn't
She has
realize.
no spells in
Well, she
this
has to have
deck,
spare
so...
parts. She has to have spare parts.
Oh, okay, spare... Yeah, you're right. Sure, you're right. She will have some spare parts.
No, I think that's exactly the idea. I think that makes fine sense.
Mm.
I mean, you have to make some compromises with strength of your decks.
She has a Clockwork Gnome, a Tinkertown Technician, and a Yeti. So... Yep, that is all of her spells. Is she could have up to 3 spare parts and possibly
And
an
coin.
opponent's Yeti.
And a coin.
Okay, and a possible coin. You're right. So
But you're not playing
Alright.
a combo of the Wild Pyro, so you only want 1 spell to line up with him. I think
Mm.
4 or 5 to 1 is a good ratio.
sure. Looks like Kolento definitely has the aggressive advantage here.
I think here you taunt up your 1/1
Yeah, definitely have to agree with that.
and face.
Yeah. I mean, that's 9 damage right there. He has a rag in hand. The Sky Golem will probably be able to get
He's-
some points through.
Yeah, he's pushing for 3 next turn because Eloise, as the board stands, she cannot clear the 1/2 Cogmaster.
Mm-hmm. Well, she can't get a taunt down. I wouldn't mind
Actually,
a
she can clear.
Mechano.
She gets Wind Fury,
Yeah.
but Wind Fury would kind of suck. And actually, you'd want
Generally,
to
you get
kill-
Wind Fury on the 2/1 though.
Yeah, but if you do play the Wind Fury, it's actually if you do play the Enhancer Mechano, it's really important to attack first with the 4/4 because if you get Divine Shield, you don't want to make the attack after.
Makes sense.
Okay. Spare part. Taunt. Taunt's a good one.
Yeah.
With Taunted Ooze as well. I mean, you're at 10 life. If he gets a weapon, you're pretty bad anyway.
Pretty low here. I think you're okay with 1 taunt for now.
Yeah, I think so.
Because, like, with Enhancer Mechano, you could just give taunt to minions and then, you know.
Yeah, but like almost whatever you draw, like unless you draw a 1-drop, you won't be able to play that spare part. That's kind of the limiting factor.
That's true. Well, Sky Golem is out. Kolento having a huge advantage here. I think it's time for that Mechano for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Got to see what you can get.
I don't believe there are any 0-drop creatures to tap into. this
Probably not. I think
No,
you may
there are
possibly
no
get
0-drops in this deck.
Okay. So she has Wisp in another deck, is what you're telling me.
Okay. Well, this is good. You can Divine Shield that, and if he doesn't get a mech, you can kill off 1/1. He didn't get a mech.
Oh, yeah.
Do you kill that? I don't think you need to.
Yeah, I think you... Well, you haven't seen Lightning Storm, so that's the one thing that... Or well, I guess you've probably seen...
It wouldn't be in there, though, because he's playing Mech, and Mech doesn't play
Probably
Lightning
not.
Storm anyway.
Yeah, I would definitely think it would be in the previous deck that we saw, but... I don't know. Just...
Oh, man. Power Mace, boys.
You call that a weapon?
Okay. Very good. Take 1 damage to prevent 2 damage.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems right.
You gotta play the Sky Golem and taunt it up.
Yeah.
I mean, the chance you get hexed is so low, so you don't have to bother playing around that stuff.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing Hex in the Mech deck.
Yeah.
But, you know, she did kind of play around some things before.
Okay, should be fun. It's probably gonna go face, right?
Yeah, most likely.
Oh, that's bad.
Well, that's a pretty decent
Oh,
hit.
Murloc. Okay, yeah. No, she's gonna play the taunt because she doesn't want to die, I'd imagine.
Yeah, probably the smart thing to do here. And now it's time to race you down. See where this rag hit goes.
She has a lot to recover, though. Oh, that's nice.
Mm.
Do you want to buff that? No, I don't think you do. I think you just drop down all 3 mechs.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
she does want to do it.
Oh, it's Kolento with the Shaman.
Oh yeah. But that's I'm kind of interested in that because he's not really that low, and he already saw like Doomguard and Power Overwhelming and all these things. So I'm like, oh, I don't know if
So
he needed to do that.
Rag kills the piloted Sky Golem and the remains of the piloted Sky Golem.
Something needs tinkering?
No love for piloted
No,
robotics. Well, it is hard to deal with that.
you can't tap, right?
Yeah, you can.
What would she even be looking for as a tap? Well, there's the tap.
Oh man, that's a good card though.
Yeah.
I think you have to sacrifice your taunt no matter what here.
Oh man, that is a lot of damage.
Almost out of time.
Yeah, the order doesn't matter. The other one kills the doggy, I believe. You have to kill the doggy.
Yeah, I'm. Oh.
I was gonna stealth it.
Well-
No, she can't stealth it. She can't target it. Here's a Ragnaros just slam dunks. Right?
Yeah, it's like, oh, you tapped? Well, that was silly.
Well, Kolento can't kill the Death Lord.
Well, that is 8, 12 at 16. Oh, I mean, it's starting to get a little bit scary here for sure.
Well,
We haven't
one
seen, like, any direct damage spells out of her yet.
I just feel she's gonna run out of steam because she has to like stop. Like, how is she gonna stop the Spell Reader? She has no burst. Is really the big deal.
Hmm.
I kind of like the Yeti into the 2/2. Okay, fine. Doctor Boom. That card isn't even better than War Golem. What is that?
I know, right? And there's her own, of course. Too late.
So I mean, she does do okay that turn, but yeah, like how does she deal with anything else? And that's what does her in. So this is kind of what we're talking about. I feel like this last deck, which maybe she didn't give either enough attention or enough power cards to, it seems to fall short. And it's not like you're playing Hunter. Like with Hunter, you can kind of fall short in the end because you can rely on damage going through your hero power. But with a Zoo Warlock deck, you can't really do that. You have to be winning to win, especially without however woman Doom Guards.
Yeah, and again, she's like not even playing spells in it, so you just have to like build a board advantage and keep the board advantage and keep going. And that's I guess that's particularly hard just against the player she's playing against, who's known for controlling the board and having board advantage all the time. So you might be right. Like this, I mean, maybe this is where Warlock and my ideas fall short and Kolento triumphs. And
Kolento might face the same issue. Like, how good is a half Murloc Shaman without the powerful Murloc synergy cards?
he has though like a lot of bursty stuff in it, right?
Yeah, he's got a lot of spells. So yeah.
Yeah, like he has the
Right, you're
crackle
right.
and the rock biter, lightning bolt, all that stuff, and
Well, it is conquest. We will have to see all these decks. So
That's true.
maybe it's in the upcoming match.
yeah.
Throw!
Should jump in there and see what decks they're going to go ahead and play. Okay, so it's going to be the Mech Warlock once again. Mechlock, I guess.
Okay, Faithless and Fire Elemental. I believe this is the starting deck. This is the Death Rattle Control. Yeah, it is.
Indeed.
I like the Faceless. If you can get off like Stalag Fugan, you can Faceless.
Oh wow.
Kill it off.
I would love to see that. You should have something like some of those really fun cards as replacements instead of Salty Dog.
I can fix
Maybe. I'll think about it next time. All right.
So I've actually still yet I've only seen that the Stalag and Fugan go off one time ever in a game against me, at least.
Okay.
So.
I've never lived the dream. The dream is to Stalag Fugan and to Void Tear in the middle, which spawns 2 Thaddiuses.
Wow, that is the dream.
And the super dream is to do that with Baron Rivendare to spawn 4 Thaddiuses.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah. And then it usually dies to Light Bomb.
Yeah. That's usually what happens after you spawn 4 Thaddiuses.
Typically, yeah.
Death does not.
That's why I don't even bother trying, is because I just know they have life bombs somehow.
Well, Kolento gets some instant information from the mechs, and specifically the Deathler. Now it's a guaranteed.
Mind if I roll knee?
Yeah, knows exactly what he's up against here.
Mm-hmm.
And he does
not the silence. Not silencing is one thing, just because you don't silence, but also we have to remember that there's the Ancient Watcher in this deck, so every time you use a silence, you kind of ruin that card a lot, because you only have 3 activators. I don't believe he's got spell breakers in this one. That would be a little extreme. No, he does not.
No, he does not.
No.
He does have that lightning storm that we were talking about before, so that is something that might just completely
Oh, look
wreck
at that!
her.
Ancient Watcher, boys.
Thank God he saved that.
Yeah, I think you Ancient Watcher before you Storm. Let's put more threats on the board. This is kind of like a trap play. It's like the chance I have Lightning Storm is really low. Even if it's in this deck, it's still only 1 copy guaranteed.
Yeah.
And then you start making like good trades, which seem like good trades, and then you get like, you know, Raffle owned by a Lightning Storm. Then you have no chance because you're playing a creature-based zoo deck.
Seriously, if she uses her Spider Tank and her Mech Warper here to start clearing up, this is not going to go well.
For sure, that's what's going to happen.
Ugh. Yep. This is going to be brutal. She is going to run out of gas quite quickly. Well, she has a good hero power for that, I guess.
Yeah, but like once you're losing, if you have no hand immediately, it's kind of hard to make do.
Indeed.
Okay. Well, you have the Lightning Storm.
That is a lightning storm
totem
right there.
If you get a spell damage totem, I think you instantly win the game.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No, I think that's actually true. I think if you get you just win the game.
That's it. The game just ends.
The game ends.
Gul'dan's portrait explodes.
Yeah. Because, like, no, I actually think that's wrong. I think you have to use your weapon to break the shield. Because the 1 Divine Shield's probably going to have to hit the 4/4 or the 3/4, which is going to be a survivor. Oh, I see. Lightning Storming first. That's smart. Oh, that's good.
Oh, wow. Well, that sucks. That sucks for her.
Well, there was no spell damage totem, but yeah, there didn't need to be. Like, now, what do? You're done.
You don't do anything. It's pretty.
Like,
well, you can't even play your spare part in the Spider Tank. That Spider Tank is dying to that 1/1.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, you do keep loading on cards with tap, but you will guarantee to lose the tempo game.
Yeah. And she doesn't even really have comeback cards in here. Again, it's just minions in this deck, so there's not like one that's jumping out at me as like, okay, that's the minion that you need.
Actually, she needs the Wild Pyromancer and the Yeti, and she got the Yeti. And now she can actually get the Wild Pyromancer because with a health spare part, and maybe Kolento gives her another spare part. That is the only chance she has to do like a crazy Wild Pyro clear.
And then I look at the hand and see Sneed's old Shredder and Sylvanas. I'm like, ugh, even then,
yeah, okay.
It's going to be a very tall order.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Ancestral Spirit, boys. Well, you don't play that on a Watcher, that's for sure.
Yes, thank you for that. But I mean, hey, you could get really great Defender of Argus targets, you know?
I wonder.
No, I think you just don't play it right now.
Yeah. Oh,
The only target is the Sludge Belcher, and if you want to go face, that's it.
I fight.
Because, like, now, don't you get silenced? Or does she reveal silence on a different deck? I think she actually reveals silence on this deck. I'm checking.
What?
Nope. The
No,
silence is in the
yeah.
aggressive one. Yeah, it seems like she's playing 2 zoo decks, and one is just, like, 2 stacked.
Way better. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one was like it was such an easy one. It looked like just a kind of a regular zoo game, and this one is just like trying to make these cards work together, and it's
Yeah.
it's
Well,
really
that's Kolento's ability to play the game. Given that
Yeah.
smile, I think that's exactly what's going through his head. It's like, you wish you had a silence right now, don't you? Yeah. That's too bad.
Yep. You already used that.
I have no time for games.
It can get worse. Is this just the way that it's going to end for Warlock? For my idea, is there's one deck that's just such a pile that it absolutely cannot win?
I think it could have been balanced a little better, but it's hard to really say that for sure.
Mm.
Oh, that's interesting. He had a spare part stealth. Chose not to use it though, but okay. Oh god. Oh, here's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be the piloted Sky Golem is gonna be piloted by a piloted Shredder, and the piloted Shredder is gonna be piloted by a wild Pyromancer.
That would be amazing.
But she can't play Lotheb, because Sylvanas just takes the
Yeah.
Sky Golem.
She could play the Lotheb and give it +1 armor so that he might get a 5/1. Oh,
Yeah, he's got 1/1s for that.
Yeah. Damn it. There's just no way out of this.
There is, but it's in the form of the concede button.
Yeah. Is she gonna use this deck again the next game? Because I would like to see the more controlling Warlock deck. This Mech deck is just making me sad. It's making me very sad, Crip.
Uh-oh.
Feels so helpless.
Well, if she does get the wild Pyro, I think she's okay. Kind of. Well, no. This need's gonna kill her. Never mind. I just feel with piloted Sky Golem, there's always some possibility that I'm not thinking about. Like, there's some way that she's okay here. It's probably gonna take some genius on Reddit like 3 hours after the tournament to let us know.
No doubt. Let's see it. She's got to pop it.
No. Huh.
That was like a cool one to get, but no.
No.
Unfortunately not.
Not enough. Not enough. Oh, Kolento reversing the games here. Kolento is now up 2 points to Eloise's 1. Eloise still has to win a game with that deck, which has seemed to be pretty difficult because it's going to be on its 3rd try if it even gets to that point. Kolento, I believe, is on his worst deck, though. He is on his spell, kind of Murloc, kind of aggressive Shaman.
Yeah, and this one has 2 salty dogs, right? Instead of Cold Light Seers, which is like...
It's not that bad.
Well, I know Salty Dog is like, okay, I understand that you do really like Salty Dog. It's got a really funny name and good artwork, and you know it trades for big minions. But to not have the Cold Light Seers,
it's pretty bad.
like,
Yeah,
really hurts a Murloc deck. Like that's the card you drop. You're like, oh, this is where I win, and your Murlocs all trade up, and it's just or in fact don't trade. They just live through things. So
yeah, you just go face, and your opponent can't kill anything.
The thing is, the deck has way more in it than like what that Mech Warlock deck has. Like it actually has some cool late game, and it has some really decent spells in here to back up this random assortment of Murlocs that are never going to get above 1 or 2 health.
Let's get into it. I'm kind of hoping to see Eloise's slow control deck.
Your soul shall
And nope.
Nope. She's like, I'm gonna make this work, or I'm gonna end this tournament now. Which
There's
a salty dog. Look at him laugh. He's like, damn it, that cold light seer. So rough.
This might be a really good wild pyromancer just from that coin.
Yeah, that is true.
But I think instead we're going to see a coin micro machine, which is going to hurt her. Because she has no idea what Kolento's playing.
Well, she saw a control deck, right? And she saw a mech deck. So what else do you think it's mid range? Like,
it's probably a
how
bad
do you play
deck.
this?
Like,
probably a bad deck.
that's the only consistent factor.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, everyone's going to have a third deck that is weaker than the other two. Not all decks are created equally in this format.
No, they're not. Look at that. Coin micro machine. Yeah, it's the game. Like.
When she sees all the Murlocs, but the thing is, she'll see the Murlocs, she'll be like, he probably has a Cold Light Seer. So I guess that's okay. Nope.
Kolento's
Well,
very happy.
Hey, at least she has the Annoyatron. That's actually very, very important here.
That is really good here. Lightning Bolt. Well, you have to play this because you have no 4-drop, so you're not overloading any of your options away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think it's just Thalos Lightning Bolt. You don't have much of
I
a
think
choice.
so, yeah.
Oh no,
I'd
I
rather
think he's thinking Totem. He's thinking with Totem. Because
yeah, but I don't know. Like, what are you looking for with your Totem exactly? Like a taunt?
Yeah. Taunt's pretty good.
The thing is, his plays next turn are so weak, I almost rather just have the
draw.
I don't know, so... Yeah, the possibility, because it's like, what do you do here? Oh, well...
Oh no.
Oh god, yeah, with the pyro
No.
out.
We talked about spells. That's like a 1.5 multiplier on the spell count in her deck.
Oh man.
No, that can't be a good idea. Can it?
Well, if she wants to like kill the Mukla right now, yeah, like. Yeah, I don't know about that Mukla play as much.
No, it's gonna work out now. Because Doomhammer comes in and cleans up.
And now those
like,
weapons are pretty useless.
It's not even that. It's that like her deck is pretty useless.
Yeah.
Like,
well, when it loses the board advantage, what does it do? How does it come back from that?
Yeah, it doesn't. It really just doesn't.
It's pretty rough. Oh, man. And the thing is, like, the thing that really gets me with this deck is like it doesn't have spells and stuff in it, but like also it doesn't have like the death rattle minions and whatnot to try to maintain that board. So it's just like, well, if you can kill a few mech minions, then I guess, you know.
I guess I'll lose the board and not be able to come back.
That Argent Commander, by the way, has been sitting in her hand like 3 games in a row now. He's just chilling. He's like, put me in, coach. Like, no, sorry.
Okay. Well, I do respect this. Oh, no, never mind. I thought he was not going to attack. I thought not attacking was good. I mean, if she had weapon removal, she would have played it. And it's your only weapon. As we saw the other 2 weapons in the other 2 decks.
Oh,
okay, and I'm totally wrong. How about that? I'll just go away now. I'll just leave now. I'm just God. Kolento knew the Ooze is going to be top deck this turn, of course. Oh god. All right.
Well, the Ooze obviously has to be played.
Yeah, but if you play that, like, do you banana?
Yeah. Well, I think if you banana, do you want to do it on your 2/3?
Yeah, for sure.
I would think so. Do you put 2 bananas even?
No.
Do you dare?
Apparently you do.
I would have saved the other banana for the Argent Commander, to be honest.
I guess she's just at the point where she's not going to bother playing around cards that are often in Shaman decks. And, well, it just so happens Kolento has some of those. Okay, well, he's not, like, totally happy with that, because he was probably thinking of the Flame Tongue Totem, which I was thinking of as well. But this works out just fine. A lot of Murlocs.
Yeah. Still no Cold Light Seers though.
Um,
In fact, I mean, he played like one Murloc this game, but this doesn't seem like a Murloc game that much for me. This is. I'm a little bit disappointed. I was hoping we just have some Murglerglin going on.
well, we're going to have some of that.
Yeah, yeah, it's coming.
Okay, so here you have the Argent Commander play, but if you do that, like, you can't really win. Winning
Yeah.
is really hard.
Winning is becoming more difficult every game with this deck, it seems.
Yeah.
It's just like Kolento has the deck pretty figured out. He's like, okay, so this deck kind of sucks. So basically, you're saying if I kill the minions, you can't win. And she's like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh yeah, that was actually a good roll right there.
It's too bad Kolento has the Earth Shock. Could have actually turned
yeah.
out well. I think it's still attack though. Divine Shield still pretty useful. Guess not.
Well, she might be looking at this and saying, okay, I have a charge minion. Maybe I eke out some damage here, but overall for charge minions, she's like really light. It's Argent Commander. Yeah, that's it.
And that 5/5 Divine Shield Trog. No more.
Ouch.
It's too bad you can't play another Murloc. This is good enough though.
Yeah.
Really solid stuff from Kolento. I mean, that turn was perfect. That positioning was perfect. Eloise has 0 free targets to kill. She can't kill the totem. She's actually.
I guess you could charge it down or something, but she has to kill this 9/4.
Yeah, you have to charge down the 9/4 and kill off one of the Murlocs before it eats your eyes out.
Yeah. I mean, she's clear and stuff. She knows that there's still Murlocs in hand, though. Oh god, the hand of Kolento's so big. She has the Sky Golem for next turn.
That's too slow, I think. Like, Sky Golem's a good card if you're about even or winning, but if you're behind, it just kind of dies. Like, the Sky Golem's gonna lose its first stage to a 1-drop. Right?
Yeah.
Salty dog, right on time.
And now he gets to add some insult to injury here. Oh man. There it is! Now they had a list of the cards that were gonna be replaced, right?
Of course. Yeah.
So she's looking at that and saying, oh, this is so embarrassing. He didn't even build his decks right. She's the real salty dog here.
Yeah. No, maybe it was just in there. Maybe Kolento was like, yeah, this is a good card.
This trades very well.
Yeah.
It's a lot of damage.
Kills Dr.
Put that next to a Flame Tongue Totem, man. No problem. 9 to the face right there.
Alright, what do you have? You have 13 plus 2 plus 3. So not quite. That's 18. That's 4 short, but actually... 4 short. Can you draw 8? I have a feeling Wind Speaker's in this deck.
Let me check that actually.
I wonder.
I feel if it's going to be
It
in a
is
deck,
not.
it would be this one.
It
It's
is-
not.
It is
Okay.
not in this deck, unfortunately. It should have been, though. You're right. That would have been fantastic.
Yeah, you're right. It's in the aggro mech. Okay, so he doesn't have Wind Speaker.
Always little time.
Does he have Bluegill? Probably has Bluegill. He has Raider, right?
Actually,
I don't see Bluegill might be.
no. He doesn't have Bluegill. That's actually kind of impressive. I think that minion actually isn't even really that bad as far as Murlocs go, but
Yeah.
Kolento knows best, I guess.
Alright, well, this is where you usually go for the Boombot fun.
Yeah.
But with you not having a spell finisher or a damage buff or any burst at all of any kind, like, even with ridiculous RNG, I don't think you have 3 damage in your deck.
No, you don't. You don't.
Actually, you already played the Argent Commander, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess she plays Azure just to see what she draws, but there's that.
Blingtron. Blingtron.
Oh my God! If she got a Gore Howl, something like that.
Something
Yeah,
like
she's
that.
got to do it. She's got to do it, and the boom
That's
bots need to go face. She needs
that's
an Azure first.
that's actually the only way she wins.
Yeah,
It's by drawing Blingtron.
and then getting a reasonable weapon, and the boom bots doing their thing.
Yeah.
What's she doing? No! You gotta draw for the Blingtron.
Like whatever. Okay. Oh, that's it.
Ouch.
Kolento advances. Eloise falls behind. Eloise does not advance to day 2 of Challengestone. Kolento will be facing the winner of our first game. The man who beat Kibler. It's Silent Storm.
Yep.
I guess we'll look forward to that tomorrow. But pretty sweet match. I think it really highlighted some of the pros and cons of building decks this specific way, and I'm really glad it was realized, even though it came at the expense of Eloise's tournament life. It had to be someone, right?
I feel like she really showed like the lesson that you've been talking about here about like you have to kind of make your decks a little bit less good so that all of them have some sort of chance, because that deck was just like that was probably the pile of the tournament or something, right? Like I guess we've only been through half of the first round, but that was like the other two decks were great. Like she just crushed with that first deck, but
she
this
obliterated Kolento on the opener.
Yeah. This one just it had nothing. It had no damage. It didn't really have card draw. It didn't have death rattle. It was just a bunch of guys. It was so vanilla. It was no one would ever play that deck. So rough because I think her other two decks were great.
Yeah, I was actually at least hoping to see the control deck played. I mean, if she lost with that deck, she'd be out of the tournament. So I feel there's not much strategy in saving an unknown deck at this stage. It's not a double limb format. So. But anyway, moving on. We will have Fresca versus Noxious up next, or we won't. Yeah. There was a little bit of a tragic thing. As we mentioned, as with all of Challengestone tournaments, the players have to build the decks on the spot while they're recording themselves building it, so we can, test that every player gets exactly to the second the same amount of time, the same amount of everything. Everything is totally fair, and this came a little bit of an issue. Fresca was unable to produce VODs of the deck building because his computer kept crashing during the process. So we agreed that with Fresca, he will be invited to Challengestone 3. Hopefully these issues will be resolved so he can actually participate in that tournament as he was supposed to in this one. But for now, as a result, we can't just get another player in here because the existing players were already briefed on the challenge. So, these are by the rules, guys. By the rules, we will have to give Noxious a bye. So Noxious has advanced to the round of 4 for tomorrow. But as a sad consequence, we will not see Fresca versus Noxious today. We may see it in Challengestone 3 if Noxious does well enough. Yeah. But that will be another time.
It's a sad thing. I wish that we could see that because I already kind of know what Noxious's decks are, and I would really love to see those played an extra round, but I guess we wait till tomorrow with that.
We will have to wait tomorrow for that. Up next, though, we will have Trump, who was the second place guy in Challengestone 1, up against Caldy,